Good evening, everybody. Krusty Canuck here. Just to give you another update. I will have a full-fledged podcast up and ready for you this weekend. It's been a pretty busy week and interesting series of events that's been plaguing this country as we speak. They keep talking about Bill C-63 to the people out there who don't know what it is. It's basically an online censorship bill that will promote wokeisms, promote anti-hate, based on what words you say or what you post online. So it doesn't look very promising. They're at the second reading as far as I know. Member opposite, Pierre Poilievre, the Conservative Party, has tabled another non-confidence motion. Yet the Bloc Québécois and the NDP are supportive of the Liberal government, more or less because they want to hold on to their jobs. So make a long story short, we've got some cowards in our government as we speak because they're afraid to make any kind of vital change or any difference to our democracy as we speak. So, not to mention there's a nasty hurricane going on down in Florida. So my apologies to anyone who's affected by that. And not to mention things are heating up in Israel, Lebanon, all that good stuff. So while we still sit on the cusp of the Third World War, there is still some positivity out there I like to share with the world. And do what you can just to be kind to somebody. You don't have to be kind to millions or dozens or hundreds. Just do what you can to help people out in these trying times. Like I said, my last little video there to keep you updated. All this abundance of information and all of this garbage that's being presented to us on a daily basis. We have to see through it. Now, you can love your country, you can hate your country, you can love this nation, you can hate that nation. That's fine. You know, I'm not here to wave the maple leaf behind me here with pride and glory. I fought under that flag, and I'm going to keep fighting under that flag. And you, my wonderful audience, you fight under whatever flag you see fit. Okay, I'm not going to worry about these colors or those colors. I'm going to worry about the state of the human race. The past 10 years has been a real challenge for a lot of people. We've seen the regurgitation of notional R-word stuff. We've seen the regurgitation of this, regurgitation of that. And it doesn't look very good. I can honestly say that the majority of us, especially Gen Xers, I think we were raised with a bigger moral compass than some of the individuals that are just below us today. And I don't mean below as in class. I mean below as in experience and getting out in the world and hustling for a living. I also mean the people that refuse to leave their little bubble of comfort and to get into some real meat and potatoes of life as we see it. This is all off the top of my head, ladies and gentlemen. This is not rehearsed. This is not pre-scripted or preempted. You know, this is just the way I see it. Okay? I was willing to die for my nation. That's what I signed up for as a soldier, and that's what I ended up doing 20 years worth of my time. The leaders I see today are not living up to any kind of expectation other than their own. They're not living up to the status quo of what their constituents say. And I'm sure you, my American friends, you probably feel the same way about some of your representatives in the Senate and representatives in your state legislature too. Here in Alberta, we've got a politician that's going to amend the Alberta Bill of Rights, which I think is good. Right? Quebec has a Bill of Rights. Quebec always gets what it wants from the federal government, regardless of a decade or not. And there might be some Quebecers out there that might disagree with me, but last year you guys got $16 billion from quote-unquote dirty Alberta oil money. So think about that. All right? Now, we live in a day and age where we have leadership that's not accountable. You can't say this, you can't say that without someone getting their feathers in a bunch or their panties in a bunch. And we got to grow up. Okay? So how about we all start, when you hear someone complain about their rights because they hear dirty words, tell them where to go. Tell them to get a backbone. Right? Tell them to grow up. If we hear someone complaining about getting PTSD from reading a paragraph, give them a verbal slap and let them know there's no such thing as PTSD from reading. Because if that were true, Stephen King would be out of a job. Okay? Let's start being realistic. And if it means we have to express some tough love, so be it. Okay? Enough of these lame-ass excuses. Enough of this so-called empathy from taking someone else's point of view. Let's start exploring our points of view, shall we? Let's start exploring parameters when it comes to understanding art better. In order for us to understand art better, there has to be some better art out there. And I can name a few bands off the top of my head, but I don't want to get any kind of copyright infringement or get into trouble. But I can say there's a couple of exceptional females out there that sing from the heart, and they're fantastic. There's a couple of artists I talk to that live in Texas. They're fantastic. Right? So we have to look around. We got to dig deeper to find some beautiful, soulful words, beautiful, soulful music, beautiful art, and just start living our lives and not tolerate the projected status quo that's being rammed down our throats every day we turn on the tube or read a paper or read some kind of column online. Let's stand against C63. My Canadian friends out there, get on the phone, get on the computer, email your representative parliament. I don't care if they're liberal, conservative, bloc, independent, NDP. Get on them and saying, no, this is not going to save kids. This isn't going to help people. We already have laws in place in Canada that prevent any kind of harm like that to children. We don't need censorship law. We don't need big daddy government to come and tell us what to say and what to think, because the only reason they're pushing this crap now is because a lot of politicians are getting scared and getting backlash based on their actions and or lack of them. So keep them on their toes, because politicians are supposed to work for people like you and me. Same thing to my American friends, same thing to my British friends, my German friends, everyone who watches the Krusty Canuck podcast and listens to the podcast. You all know what I'm talking about. You elect someone to do a job, they better bloody well fucking do the job. It's that simple. If I had someone work for me and they made me go broke, well, yeah, they'd be fired and they'd be sued too. Why do they have an exception to the rule? Something to think about, right? So just to remind you all out there, this weekend I will have a proper podcast episode up, and it might be a good half hour or more long. So look forward to that. Pay attention to YouTube and my Facebook page for updates on that, right? If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Share this all around. Donation links will be in the description, so please consider donating too. Every little bit helps. I'd like to make a good go of this, maybe make it a full-time commitment if I can, right? But do what you can, ladies and gentlemen, to spread the gospel, spread the word, do what you can to be kind to somebody, and do what you can to help somebody, and do what you can to not take any more crap from these leaders that think they know it all when they don't want to get out of their little bubble or comfort zone. Leadership to me is based on sacrifice and what you're willing to teach and what you're willing to give to others. The leadership I'm seeing today, it's not leadership, it's cowardice. Now we'll see. They might table another motion. They might get a third motion, fourth motion. I'm pretty sure Poilievre is going to sit there and say, enough of this crap. We're going to keep going and keep going and keep going till we drive you guys nuts. Right? I know for a fact that almost 80% of the Canadian population is getting sick and tired of Trudeau's mandates, his BS, his virtue signaling, his brief stardom on the Colbert Show. What a joke that was. Right? And people are just getting sick and tired of this complacency and the hurt feelings mafia going all around causing more crap for you and me. So let's set a better example. Do what we can to help each other out in these trying times, like I've always said, and just stand to what is right. Appreciate the art, appreciate people, and stop buying into these buzzwords and stop buying into the garbage. We can change this. We can do better, ladies and gentlemen. But I've been Krusty Canuck on this beautiful day. Take care of yourselves. Do what you can to help you out in these trying times. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, humanity and merit wins the day. Take care, and I'll see you this weekend. Bye for now.